Right now at 6, changes coming to the requirements to get a high school diploma in Kansas.
And we've got the possibility of a few scattered storms today and a greater severe threat on Saturday. We'll have a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, an administrative shakeup leads to an interim president at the Fort Scott Community College.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowe.
And I'm Chris Warner.
Yes, we have some breaking news for you this morning. The daughter and son-in-law of Missouri State Representative Ben Baker have been killed in Haiti. Natalie Lloyd and her husband, Davy Lloyd, were full-time missionaries in the country. Baker posted on Facebook that the couple was killed by gang members in Haiti yesterday evening.
Now, Haiti has been in a state of unrest since the 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moise. At this time, it's unknown who is responsible for the deaths of Davy and Natalie. This is a developing story. We'll keep you up to date here on the KOAM Morning News and on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. So certainly some tragic news coming in this morning.
It's a heartbreaking story. My thoughts and prayers to their family.
Absolutely. And we've got more strong to severe thunderstorms on the way across the area. Severe weather season has really been rolling the punches, and it is going to continue to do so. Quick look outside. We're all right now from our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. A few clouds, a bit on the breezy side. Those south winds gusting upwards of 20 this morning. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line looking pretty good. Same from the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh on 69. However, as we take a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker, I'm standing in front of the only things that are out there right now. A couple of showers and now kind of hiding behind where it says Independence. You can see a little thunder shower in parts of Chautauqua County, and that's along this boundary that is continuing to fire off thunderstorms back into north central Oklahoma. And then again up in Iowa, these poor folks up here. This is another round of severe weather. Tornado warnings out there rolling through the Des Moines area earlier this morning. It has been tornado warnings from Omaha along the I-80 corridor and back into central Iowa. So another just tragic situation for those folks. No time to recover. As for us, we do have that possibility. We have a low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms this afternoon. What we've got is that cold front, and we're on the trailing edge of them. We could see some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms begin to develop through the morning. And as we head into the afternoon, they could pick up some intensity, be strong to severe out there, but they're going to roll out of here pretty quickly. As we head into Saturday, though, we have an alert day, and this is why. Look at this, an elevated to enhanced risk for severe weather across the area. Now, all hazards are possible tomorrow, but the greatest concern is with damaging straight line winds, as we're expecting a line of severe weather, of severe storms to form out west and just blaze through the area tomorrow night after 8 p.m. and it'll continue overnight as late as 2 a.m. Sunday, a similar situation to today. We've got the low to elevated risk, and that is because we could have some lingering storms from the activity Saturday night, but we could also, along the boundary, see some quick redevelopment that could become strong to severe by mid-morning out there, but it will very quickly exit the region as well. So a lot to keep an eye on over the next few days. 73 in Joplin. It is 72 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures well above average out there. Our average highs upper 70s, and we are in the low to mid 70s already this morning, so well above where we should be. Kids getting on the bus. We're looking at partly cloudy skies, maybe a stray shower. 72. South winds up there gusting to 25, and as the bus brings them back home, this afternoon, warm, not as warm as yesterday, but still up there. 79, scattered showers and storms for some of us. West winds gusting to 30, and we'll have those isolated to widely scattered showers and storms through the evening, and then we'll start to clear out by late evening around the area. Highs today, again, a pinch cooler, upper 70s, lower 80s. We're going to get into detail on our thunderstorms today and the severe threats Saturday with the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. For the first time in 2 decades, Kansas high schoolers will soon have new graduation requirements. The new requirements start this fall with the incoming class of 2028. Among the changes, high school seniors will have to complete the free application for federal student aid. But there are options around that, as parents can file a waiver and superintendents can also exempt students. Some 4 states' high school administrators believe the changes are positive.
Now we're trying to meet the needs of students. They may have lost some academia, if you will, when they're away from school. So now we're putting structures in school in place, to meet those needs that students come through now.
Mainly, the length requirements on a lot of the things. We've already done the financial literacy. We've already done the health. It's just more how we check that we're doing it properly and make sure we have the length.
The number of credits to graduate remains the same, but some changes to the credits were made. The graduation requirements also include student completion of at least 2 post-secondary assets. You can learn more about the new requirements on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. The city of Parsons, Kansas announced yesterday that it will no longer use City Hall as a storm shelter. The city says that's to ensure the safety of Parsons residents, as the building was not designed as a storm shelter, but as a fallout shelter. Based on FEMA recommendations, the building does not meet the minimum requirements. The city advises residents seek another location for shelter. Fort Scott Community College yesterday named an interim president after Dr. Jason Kegler was placed on administrative leave earlier this week. The school's board of trustees has chosen Sarah Sutton, an FSCC grad who also has a master's degree in educational leadership from Pitt State. In a press release from FSCC, the college says, quote, "We are working as hard as we can for the future of our students, our employees, and our community," end quote. The school has not offered an explanation for Kegler's suspension. The city of Joplin says it's hired enough staff to open 2 public pools this year. Both Schifferdecker and Cunningham Aquatic Centers will open next Friday, May 31st. They will both be open 7 days a week from 1 to 6 p.m. and 1 to 8 p.m. on Fridays. In recent years, the city has not been able to hire enough lifeguards to open multiple pools, but this year, things are different.
We increased our pay. We are also paying for the lifeguard certification and their uniforms. I think that was a huge part of getting more people. We also added 15-year-olds.
You can learn more about each pool's amenities and prices on our website. Well, some Seneca, Missouri students yesterday spent some time helping at the Seneca Cemetery. The students are part of FFA. Yesterday, they planted American flags by the graves of veterans to honor their sacrifice to keep our country safe.
It's a very important holiday to me. It's a good way to remember those loved ones that we've lost and the ones that have sacrificed so much for our country.
Memorial Day for me is a time to honor veterans. We actually as a family go and decorate the graves of our family members who have passed on. And every time we do, we take our kids and show them the importance of going and honoring those and telling stories about growing up and what we remember about them and why it's important to remember those who have passed before us.
The flags will be on display until the 31st when the students return to pick them up. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the tragic, deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. Plus, former President Donald Trump held a rare Republican campaign rally in the Bronx. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Friday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Drop off your old at Roper Honda.
Topping Nation Watch this morning. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the tragic, deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Several events and a vigil are planned throughout the day to remember the 19 students and 2 teachers killed in 2022. President Joe Biden wrote a letter to Uvalde residents on Thursday. Biden said in part, "While there are no words that will ease the pain, I pray you will find comfort in reflecting on their memories." Ahead of the anniversary, a settlement was announced between the victims' families and the city. They will receive a total of $2 million from the settlement. The families of 4 U.S. Marines killed in an Osprey crash are suing the manufacturers of the aircraft, including Boeing and Rolls-Royce. In June 2022, 5 Marines stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, were killed while conducting a training mission on board an MV-22 Osprey. A military investigation determined the accident was caused by mechanical failure, and there was nothing the pilots or crew could have done to prevent the crash. On Thursday, the 4 families filed suit. They accused Boeing, Bell Traxton, and Rolls-Royce of failing to address known issues with the aircraft that resulted in a catastrophic mechanical failure. The Republican National Committee is set to hold their convention on FSVRI Forum in Milwaukee in July. However, the RNC has been at odds with the city and U.S. Secret Service over where to place protesters outside the convention. The RNC first publicly raised concerns to the agency over the proximity of planned protest zones last month. The GOP wants protesters in a designated area several streets away from the path of convention delegates and other attendees. Now, the party has accused Secret Service of ignoring safety concerns. The Secret Service says the host city is responsible for establishing protest zones, not the agency. The agency says it's confident in the security plan being developed, and the Secret Service claims publicly disclosing security information undermines efforts to keep the event safe. Last night, former President Donald Trump held a rare Republican campaign rally in the Bronx, New York, in a state that hasn't gone red in a presidential election since the election of Ronald Reagan. Trump is hoping the move will help peel away Black and Hispanic votes from President Biden this November. At the same time, the Biden-Harris campaign is trying to gain support from a certain faction of GOP voters. CBS News Day's Astrid Martinez has more from New York.
Together, we are going to make New York City great again.
Former President Donald Trump took the campaign stage in the Bronx, an area that voted overwhelmingly blue 4 years ago.
The simple fact is Joe Biden is not getting the job done for the Bronx. He's not getting the job done for New York.
The native New Yorker is also trying to woo Black and Hispanic voters away from the Democratic Party.
I think that we should listen to both sides of the argument and then make informed decisions in the best interest of Black people.
President Biden spent yesterday hosting Kenya's president, the first African leader to have a state visit in 16 years. In a new political ad, his campaign paints Trump's past dealings with Black Americans as adversarial.
He was sued for refusing to rent his apartments to Black families and called for the execution of 5 innocent Black and brown teenagers.
The Trump campaign denounced the ad as a, quote, cheap attempt from the Biden campaign to gaslight Black voters. Meanwhile, the Biden-Harris campaign is trying to lure supporters of former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley after she announced this week that she will vote for Trump.
I'm happy that Governor Haley decided to come around and unite the party.
As Trump's so-called hush money trial is set to come to a close next week, a new CBS News poll shows that more than half of Americans believe Trump is definitely or probably guilty. Trump denies all wrongdoing. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
In an interview with a local New York news outlet last night, Trump said he thinks Nikki Haley will join his team in some way. Trump also disclosed possible vice presidential picks, throwing out names such as Ben Carson, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, and New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a couple of scattered showers out in Chautauqua County right now, rolling into Montgomery County. And we do have that possibility of a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms along a boundary as we head through the morning and into the afternoon hours. And by this afternoon, some of those could be strong, possibly severe. Quick look outside from our camera in Joplin, looking pretty good. We've got clear skies for now. We'll break down those thunderstorm chances and tomorrow's severe threat in the full forecast here in a few more minutes.
Make plans to attend
A new nonprofit in Las Vegas is making sure first responders and veterans have the support of man's best friend. The group named Rescue Dogs for Heroes is celebrating its first match. Victoria Saha has more.
It's a huge day for Murdoch.
We're very sad that he's leaving, but we're super excited that he's going to his new home.
For the last few months, this cane corso has called Norton Dog Training Facility his home.
A good boy.
Getting ready to be the goodest boy there is.
So he's had about 3 to 4 months of obedience training.
Brad and Jamie Norton have rescued and trained dogs to be service animals for years.
They're constant love and unconditional love.
Sit. Good job. But now they're giving back to the men and women who sacrifice themselves to keep us all safe.
Remember us? I told my wife he needs to be our dog.
On Wednesday, Officer Adam and his wife officially welcomed Murdoch as their companion dog, being the first recipients of Rescue Dogs for Heroes.
Not every dog can be a service dog, but every one of these dogs can go to a hero like you.
It's pretty humbling. I wouldn't consider myself a hero.
It's sometimes can be scary being an officer's wife, just for a lot of different reasons, and it's nice to have a dog that looks that scary.
Even though Murdoch is the first hero match for this organization, they have many more dogs waiting to be trained and to be placed in heroes' homes, so they're always looking for applications. Are you ready to go home? Yeah?
Our military, our law enforcement, our first responders, they're just not recognized.
Whether it's being a service dog or companion dog like Murdoch, the end goal is to always walk out with a wagging tail and a new family to serve.
The nonprofit Rescue Dogs for Heroes is looking to expand to a 15,000 square foot facility that can accommodate up to 200 kennels. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're getting a few scattered showers out there, more isolated to widely scattered showers and storms possible through the morning into the afternoon. We're going to break down that forecast for you when we come back.
Save on Speed Queen Lives.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 622 on this finally Friday. We are seeing a few scattered showers. The ones that were in parts of Chautauqua County moving into Montgomery County, those are starting to fizzle back out, but a couple of stray showers out there near Independence, and we could see additional scattered showers and thunderstorms across the areas we had through the morning and into the afternoon along this frontal boundary. So we're getting them in Oklahoma. They're just not really getting going in our neck of the woods right now, but if they do, as we head into the afternoon, some of those could be strong to severe. We have an alert day for Saturday. Severe thunderstorms after 8 o'clock, and I'd say between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. is our best window here. All hazards are possible. Damaging winds are the primary concern, but all severe hazards will be possible as we head into Saturday. Starting with today, this is what we're talking about. We do have a low-end tornado risk in our southeastern counties. We have a low to elevated hail risk with those hash marks indicating the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, and a low wind risk with the elevated portion just barely clipping our area. So here's what's expected today. And I'm going to tell you right now, today is going to mimic Sunday. And we'll talk about that in a moment. We're expecting possible isolated to widely scattered storms along the frontal boundary through the morning. As we head into the afternoon, they could intensify a bit and become strong to severe. However, they're going to be isolated to widely scattered, so not everybody's going to see something, and they will quickly move out of our area to the east as we head into the evening, and that'll bring a greater severe threat to our east. Now, Saturday, we have an enhanced risk for strong to severe storms across virtually the entire area, and this is going to be that 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. time frame with all severe hazards possible with this. Again, damaging straight line winds, 70 miles an hour or greater, are the main concern, but they're not the only concern. Sunday looks to be similar to today. We have a low to elevated risk for Sunday. Some of this is going to be from remnants from the Saturday night activity, and then we're expecting that boundary that brings us those storms Saturday night to be near us by Sunday morning, and it could trigger some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms Sunday. But again, they could quickly become severe, but they will also quickly exit, bringing a greater severe threat to our east. So here's the future track showing a few of those isolated to widely scattered showers and storms by noon. As we end the afternoon, we'll see maybe a few more of them along the boundary out there, and then that's when they're going to have the opportunity to start to intensify a bit. Some of them could be strong, possibly severe as they roll through. As we go through the rest of the evening, we're going to clear out. Our evening tonight, in fact, the majority of our Saturday ahead of the storms looks pretty good. The thing is, on Saturday, we're expecting to be a bit warmer. We're talking mid-upper 80s, and it's going to be fairly muggy, so we could see heat index values into the low 90s ahead of those storms. By 9 o'clock, they're rolling into our far western counties, and this line of storms will continue to surge off to the east. So here we are at 11. So that's the other thing. This is a late night, overnight event for most of us. If you have plans this Memorial Day weekend, you have got to be weather aware. These storms look to mean business. There's going to be a cap in place, but the expectation is these storms are going to bust right through that, and they are going to mean business as they roll through the area late Saturday night into very early Sunday morning. So here we are at 1 a.m. in our eastern counties. That rolls out, and then we've got these isolated to widely scattered storms back behind that, and some of these, again, briefly could be strong, possibly severe, but as we head into Sunday afternoon, those are out of here, and the rest of our Sunday looks pretty good so far. Let's take a look at the extended forecast. Again, today, highs into the upper 70s, low 80s, mid to upper 80s tomorrow, and then again, we have the alert day on Saturday. Mid-80s on Sunday. We'll get a break in rain and storms for at least a couple of days next week. Monday and Tuesday, rather, looking decent. And then we stay warm, not too bad, but more thunderstorm chances return next Wednesday through Sunday. That's a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, children's mental health is worsened when their families are struggling financially. An Ohio State University study found economic difficulties caused by the COVID pandemic were linked to greater depression among parents, which led to harsher parenting behaviors. As a result, children reported more loneliness, anxiety, and crying. The COVID pandemic also caused a rare condition to surge and led to the deaths of 9 people. Researchers with the University of Leeds say COVID can trigger MDA5 disease, a condition which causes the immune system to attack itself. Now the connection has been identified. Doctors should be able to more accurately diagnose the rare disease. And are mental disorders transmissible? A study in Finland suggests they can be in some cases. They found that young people with mood, anxiety, and eating disorders often are a part of social networks with friends who also have mental health disorders. But researchers say it's also possible the connection happens because young people are more likely to seek mental health treatment if their friends struggle with mental issues. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Grove, Oklahoma, Heritage Tractor is here for you.
Right now at 6:30, a dance routine by a group of 8th graders in Webb City goes viral.
And we've got a mostly clear start to the day out there this morning, but we do have thunderstorm chances on the way. We'll break down that forecast for you to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center invites the public out to a native plant sale.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. So we've got that possibility for more strong to severe thunderstorms later today, though that chance today is relatively low.
Okay, yes.
Tomorrow we have a greater threat for severe weather late evening and overnight, and tomorrow is an alert day. We're going to break down the full forecast for you a little later, but first, we want to get you out the door on this Friday morning. Got the sun rising in Joplin on the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line out there. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh, also giving us some sunshine as the day gets underway. And as we take a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, not a lot on it. We had a little shower, a little thunder shower in Chautauqua County, rather. It rolled into Montgomery County, has kind of died out. However, down to the south, down here, let's go a little further. Down by Pawhuska, Hominy, Cleveland, got a few showers out there and some thunderstorms a little further south and west of that. And it's this boundary here that could bring us some additional shower and thunderstorm chances as we head through the morning and into the afternoon. And as we've mentioned earlier, our friends up in Iowa, again, just getting hammered with more severe weather. You can see the tornado warnings up there. They've had tornado warnings with this cluster from Nebraska all the way through the state of Iowa. So unfortunately, they are dealing with more severe weather, and they certainly do not need any. Neither do we, but we do have a low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms today. If we see storms along this boundary, they're going to be isolated to widely scattered. Not everybody will see something, but as we roll into the afternoon, they'll get into an environment where it's going to be favorable for some of them, at least, to be strong, possibly severe. Our alert day tomorrow, and this is why, look at this enhanced risk. It has been expanded and covers a good portion of the area. This is going to be between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. tomorrow when we've got this risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, all hazards possible, damaging wind the primary concern, but isolated tornado and, of course, very large hail, not out of the question either. Sunday is going to be a similar situation to today. It's why we have this low to elevated risk out there. We're going to have maybe some leftover activity from Saturday night, but we could see as the boundary gets closer to us some redevelopment Sunday morning that could become strong to severe, but it will exit the area pretty quickly. So we'll monitor all of that for you. 73 in Joplin, 72 in Pittsburgh. Bear in mind our average highs are about 77, 78, and we're not far off from that here at 6:30 in the morning. Low to mid 70s across the area. Kids getting on the bus, again, partly cloudy skies, maybe a shower. South breeze gusting to 25, 72. When kids come home today, 79. Again, some isolated to scattered storms. West winds now gusting upwards of 30 at times. Highs today, upper 70s, low 80s. isolated scattered showers and storms out there through the early evening, and then they'll move on out. We're going to break down that full forecast for you in detail here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll check in with you in just a bit, Chris. The Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center invites the public out to a native plant sale. This Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., this center will make available for sale native plants for landscaping needs, as well as information about the benefits of planting native species.
Native plants are really beneficial to people as well as wildlife, which is kind of why they're so special. They're really awesome for pollinators. They're great for, like I said, our wildlife here in the area, because they are plants that are here without being introduced or planted. So they're perfectly adapted to the climate that we have here in the state because they occur naturally.
The event is free and open to the public. 5 8th grade students in Webb City have gone viral on TikTok for their performance during the school's talent show. While we do not have permission to show you the post on TikTok, we do have the video from that same performance. The original video, posted now, just has under 5 million views and more than 800,000 likes. The boys say they were inspired to create the dance for their former math teacher, who they then pulled on stage during the performance and gave flowers to.
At what point did you say, I'm going to do this no matter what?
When we walked out.
When I saw the suit.
I think the night I got home and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. My dad said, I don't care, you're doing it. I was like, all right, we're doing this, I guess.
We were having fun. All of us were having fun from the start. Like it didn't feel as much of a practice. It's more of just like, oh, hey, let's hang out after school type thing.
We'll have more from the students and teachers when KOAM Morning News switches on over to Fox 14. Well, yesterday was World Turtle Day, and the shelled reptiles come in many varieties and live in a wide range of habitats. You may see some of the land-moving ones around here crossing the road this time of year. According to the Missouri Department of Conservation, there's more to these creatures than the eye meets.
Turtles have been on this planet for about 200 million years. So you think about all the changes that have come to this planet in that time period. Pretty unique that they've been able to hang around that long. So, deserve a little bit of respect for that.
Another fun fact, the gender of some turtle species is determined by the temperature of the ground where the eggs hatch. Well, traffic on North Main Street in Joplin slowed as a 3-bedroom house moved about 4 miles to a new location on West Fountain Road. John Aston and his structural movers of Hartville, Missouri moved the 34-ton residence in about 4 hours. Missouri State Highway Patrol, MoDOT, and Liberty Utilities helped move things along. The home is 28 feet wide and 50 feet long and is being placed on a permanent foundation with a walkabout basement. Yesterday, the Rolling Stones announced they will be extending their 2024 Hackney Diamonds Tour with an additional 12 stops across the U.S. and Canada, including East Rutherford, Foxborough, Orlando, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Denver, Chicago, Vancouver, Los Angeles, Santa Clara, and a final stop in Ridgedale, Missouri. Tickets for the Ridgedale show on July 21st go on sale Friday the 31st. At 10 a.m. in this May. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. If it's Friday, you know what that means. We've got Shannon Becker live in studio to help close out the week with his big 3 news stories. And we're tracking thunderstorms. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Under wraps.
Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning to you, Shannon.
Good morning. Oh, no problem. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. What's going on and what's happening where you live. A story that continued being a big story this last week. On Black Cat Road, a pickup truck flipped off the 35-foot bridge into the creek below. The driver did not survive, a 33-year-old man from Joplin. Those are amazing images. Could not believe what we were actually hearing on the radio before we got there, the tips that we were getting. Sadly, he did not survive, man from Joplin. They say alcohol did play a factor in that crash.
Okay, yes.
Our number 2 story, KOAM News Now, our big 3 stories. Have you ever gone to the Bookhouse Cinema? Some people hadn't even heard of it before.
I knew about it, but I'd never been.
Yeah, they show independent and small films, also have some small film competitions. I've judged there before.
Oh, wow.
They're going out of business. In June 9th, they say will be their last day. They also had a restaurant and a pub attached to it, which a lot of people enjoyed. They say they're going to pursue other interests and other goals for their lives, but hopefully they'll have another venue for films like this coming up.
Yes, it's important to have in the community.
Yeah, especially the size of Joplin.
Absolutely.
Our number 1 story, Choo Choo. Yeah, I chased that train, didn't I now? The Empress is a steam engine that went rolling through the region the other day. What it was, it's on a final spike tour as the Kansas City Southern Railroad has joined together with the Canadian Pacific Railroad, creating the largest rail system from Canada all the way into Mexico. It's really, really an amazing thing. This is at 4th and Murphy Boulevard. Tons of people were all lining up, different intersections, different different venues. The Neo Show Fish Hatchery, they captured some video there. It goes right through the middle of town. And then this is the final one I got. Ginger Blue, it's over at Elk River. Well, thank you.
Beautiful.
I bet there were 100 people there, but I tried to get up real high so you couldn't see any of them.
And this was coming down from Kansas City to Shreveport, Louisiana, and it'll be on its way back to Kansas City.
Now that's going to come up. We had said the 16th originally, but they said it's going to be later in the month, so we'll find out more details. And then our bonus story of the week. Well, it's Smokin' Mocan Dragway, the Memorial Weekend Classic. Cars were arriving last night, even on Wednesday night. It's going to be like the traditional weekend classic. They've got the jet cars. They've got the twin. You can actually ride in a jet car yourself.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, yeah, you should go do it because I'm not. So, they've got all that going on. Your pit pass is also your entrance into the stands. Every ticket is a pit pass, they kind of call it. So it's Smokin' Mocan Dragway. Begins this afternoon and Friday and Saturday. There's always something fun going on there.
Absolutely. Definitely have to go check that out. Well, as always, Shannon, thank you so much for being with us this morning and all that you do for the community. And stick around. We'll be right back.
Affordable care.
Hello, welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Time for some Friday birthdays in the 4 states. And we're starting with Brandon in Joplin celebrating birthday number 9. Happy birthday, Brandon.
And over in Chautauqua, happy 9th birthday to Mercedes Morgan.
And in Fort Scott, Abel Chaplin celebrating birthday number 14. And Abel is the grandson of Cheryl Ballou, who's turning 65 in Fort Scott. They share the same birthday. That's got to make for an extremely special celebration.
Absolutely.
And a very happy birthday to both of you.
Yes. And over in Chanute, a happy 14th birthday to Zeven Reynolds. It says here, likes the medieval time period and has been to the KC Renaissance Festival multiple times. Happy birthday, Zeven.
All right. And Alex Vickery is turning 15, and Alex here is in Pittsburgh and is the son of our chief engineer and the director of engineering for our entire company because he's just awesome, Bill Vickery, which means Alex is even doubly awesome.
Yes.
That's what we're saying. If Bill is so cool, Alex has got to be even cooler. A very happy birthday to you.
Yes. And a happy birthday to Carter Snows, turning 18 today from Frontenac.
And in Pittsburgh, Justice Day, celebrating birthday number 19, says, happy birthday, baby, from your mama. I love you so, so big.
Also in Pittsburgh, twins Molly and Rayleigh Harrell are celebrating their 21st birthday today. Happy birthday, you too.
And heading over to Carterville, Gabe Langford celebrating birthday number 22. Happy birthday, Gabe.
And a happy birthday to Adam Honeshell, who's turning 39 today from Carthage.
And in the Osho, Brandy Wilson celebrating birthday number 40. A very happy birthday to you, Brandy.
And Marlise Shomer Jones is also celebrating a birthday today. She's turning 58 from Parsons. Says, still daddy's little girl, even at 58. Happy birthday, Marlise. We love daddy.
And Laven Lovell celebrating birthday number 78, our neighbor in Crestline. Happy birthday, Laven.
And a happy birthday to Catherine Beth, who's turning 99 today.
All right, an incredible birthday celebration there for Catherine. We've also got Peter Westervelt just down the road from us in Columbus celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Peter.
And Randy and Shell Pauleries are celebrating their first anniversary in Walnut.
And in Columbus, Bob and Sally Davis celebrating their 27th anniversary. A very happy anniversary to the Davis family.
And a very happy birthday to our very own Darren Dishman, who is the Fox and CW general manager. And Darren is just one of the nicest guys you will ever meet.
He is, honest to goodness, one of the friendliest human beings on the face of the earth.
So kind, and we're wishing him such a happy birthday today, Darren.
He's so outgoing and everything. Yes. Darren, we really appreciate you and we love you very much. Absolutely. And guess what? We're not done yet. Our list continues with Lily Fleischman celebrating birthday number 13. Happy birthday, Lily.
And David and Judy Bean are celebrating their 50th anniversary from Thayer. It says they are a wonderful couple who are great supporters of Thayer. A happy anniversary. Such an incredible 50th.
Absolutely.
50th. Wow.
Yeah. Boy, yesterday me and my wife, we celebrated our 9th. We can only hope to make it to our 50th. Yes. And last but certainly not least, Chelsea Baker in Baxter Springs celebrating birthday number 29. All right, that was one heck of a list of birthdays.
Yes,
That's 2 pages. It was front and back.
Front and back.
That was a long list. Can we make every list like that?
I want to.
I feel like we could.
Yes.
At least how can they help us achieve this goal?
Yes, you can do so by submitting your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those birthday messages and photos if you so desire, and to meet the deadline at the bottom of your screen.
You certainly do want to meet that deadline because you want your birthday or anniversary to air at the appropriate time. You would not want it to be too early. All right, let's take a look here in just a moment at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. There we are. That's not anybody in the back's fault. I did it again. It's been a minute, but didn't have this on the right part of the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Okay, so let's take a look. Our area, most of us clear. Those little showers that were out here in initially Chautauqua County, rolled into Montgomery County, kind of died out. They're trying to get a little more organized. They're not strong. They're not severe. There's not even lightning with them at this point, but they're just to the southwest of Parsons. So we'll keep an eye. We could see some additional showers and storms this morning out there as part of this boundary. So we're going to get a few showers maybe this morning, and then with the boundary itself, we're looking at some additional thunderstorms, and some of those could be strong to severe as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. Alert day tomorrow. Severe thunderstorms between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. is what looks like the most likely time frame. All hazards are possible. Damaging straight line winds, 70 miles an hour and greater, look to be the primary concern. But all hazards are possible. It is a system that we've got to keep a very close eye on because at this point, model data seems to suggest that the cap that will be in place tomorrow will break. And these storms are definitely going to mean business when they get here. And of course, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney will be here. I'm sure Doug Heddy will be here tomorrow night as well with that situation. Now for today, we do have a low wind risk for tornadoes in our southeastern counties. It's relatively low, but it's there. The bigger concern with any storms this afternoon that try and intensify is going to be hail. We have a low to elevated hail risk, and these hash marks indicating the possibility of very large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater, and a low to just barely clipping us elevated risk for strong damaging wind gusts. And if we do see any severe weather today, it's going to be later this afternoon. So let's start that. Again, that boundary is expected to trigger a few isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. And then as they move off to the east by this afternoon, they could pick up in intensity. Tomorrow's alert day is because of this right here. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather across most of the area. And I guess it's between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. I know it's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of folks are going to be out on the lake. A lot of folks are going to be out camping, maybe away from your traditional ways of receiving severe weather alerts tomorrow. You have got to be weather aware tomorrow night. These storms do look to mean business when they roll through. You've got to make sure you've got a way to get severe weather alerts. Get the KOAM Plus app. You can stream Doug Heddy and Lindsay Gaffney tomorrow night if necessary. So just please, seriously, be weather aware, especially with it being the holiday weekend. Sunday looks to be similar to today. These storms, again, out of here at 2 a.m., but as the boundary approaches, it could re-trigger a few more storms by mid-morning Sunday. Some of those could be strong, potentially severe, but they will roll out of here pretty quickly with a greater severe threat to our east. So as we go down the road, again, a few isolated to widely scattered showers and storms, maybe a few more along this boundary by 3 o'clock, and this is when they're going to have that window to potentially intensify, and some of them could be strong, possibly severe. They are out of here by this evening, overnight tonight, and into our Saturday. Majority of the day looks great. We're going to be warmer, upper 80s. Heat index values could be low 90s. And then by 9 o'clock, here comes that line of storms as it pushes through the area. Here we are at 11, so this is going to be late night. And then as we head to about 1 a.m., there's the last of it in our eastern counties, and it'll roll out. And then again on Sunday, a few isolated to scattered storms in the morning. Some of those, again, could be strong, potentially severe, and then they will be out of here by the late morning, early afternoon hours. All right, we're going to have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know here in just a moment. And when we make the transition over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to see how a mobile medical unit is providing support to veterans across the country.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. The daughter of Missouri State Representative Ben Baker has been killed in Haiti. Natalie Lloyd and her husband Davy Lloyd were full-time missionaries in the country. Baker posted on Facebook that the couple was killed by gang members in Haiti yesterday evening. At this time, it is unknown who is responsible for the deaths of Davy and Natalie Lloyd. This is a developing story. You can keep up to date on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Fort Scott Community College yesterday named Sarah Hutton interim president after Dr. Jason Kegler was placed on administrative leave earlier this week. In a press release from FCC, the college says, quote, "We are working as hard as we can for the future of our students, our employees, and our community," end quote. The school has not offered an explanation for Kegler's suspension. High schoolers in Kansas will soon have new graduation requirements. The new requirements start this fall. Among the changes, seniors will need to complete the free application for federal student aid. The graduation requirements also include student completion of at least 2 post-secondary assets. You can learn more about the requirements on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And we'll have some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms through the morning and into the afternoon. Some of those this afternoon in our eastern counties could be strong, potentially severe. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll make it upper 70s, low 80s today. Falling back into the upper 50s tonight, skies clearing, and it'll be a relatively pleasant night. However, we have that alert day for Saturday. Strong to severe thunderstorms appear quite likely between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. across the area. So if you've got holiday weekend plans, you've got to make sure you've got a way to receive weather alerts. This could be a potentially significant severe event. Doug Heddy will be here this evening updating you all, and of course we'll have coverage if these storms roll through tomorrow night. Could see a few lingering storms Sunday morning, a break Monday, Tuesday, more storms to close out next week.
Alrighty. Coming up today at noon, we're making honky tonk burgers in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
You've waited all your life to say that. Well, your morning news also continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14 where we can't keep it together. And your only local morning news continues. This morning, a dance routine by a group of 8th graders in Webb City goes viral.
They were not doing the honky tonk, is my understanding. Plus, Shannon Becker back in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. That's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We'll see you back here Monday morning at 5 a.m.
We'll see you today at noon.